Pips! They're a new critter here in Oxygen Not Included, and today I'm going to build a little ranch for them. In a live stream I did last Saturday, we explored a couple different questions, such as what all can seeds self-plant into, what things do pips, plant into and whatnot. And this was all in an effort to kind of understand what it takes to ranch a pip here. So this is more or less a rough draft right here where I tried to get the right amount of volume inside of here. I had to use airflow tiles and whatnot just to kind of make that happen. And one of the things to be aware of is that the trees actually kind of require space to the left and right and above them in order for them to grow. So if we take a look at the harvest overlay, you can see that there's several different locations where we can actually harvest the branches. So all of these are the branches, and then right down here, this is where the pip will go in order to munch on the tree and regain its calories so that it will continue to survive inside of this ranch. And from the looks of it, I can have a full ranch inside of here if I just kind of plant trees about like what you're seeing here. However, the ranch also requires that you have some sort of, not necessarily dirt, but it can be just about any sort of soft material, such as clay, copper. Matter of fact, I went over here and I laid out all the different materials. So it's almost easier just to understand what it can't plant into. So aluminum ore, algae, all of that, it plants into. Things that it doesn't plant into is really, really hard stuff like diamond. Abyssalite, it doesn't plant into abyssalite or obsidian. Unfortunately, you can't grow in radium, so I guess glowing dupes are out of the question. And other things you can't grow in is neutronium and wolframite down here. So really, I think the consistent theme here is just how hard it is to dig. So that right there requires skill level 1, pretty much all the way up. Even sand, stuff that would fall down, or regolith. Okay, so seeds can self-plant into lime right here, and that only requires hard digging. So it seems like hard digging and less is actually able to be self-planted. So I guess the thing we want to look for there is pretty much anything that is very firm material or software. Yeah, because you can see granite, you can also plant into granite and whatnot. So that gives you some sort of idea of at least what all you can plant into, which is quite a few things. The other thing to mention here is plants that grow from top down don't automatically plant, such as the Dash's salt vine or the pinch of pepper seeds. Those need to be planted by pips, if they are to grow wild, by the way. So the whole idea behind this ranch is that we have wild arbor trees right here. So they don't require any sort of fertilization or irrigation. Basically, they just don't require anything at all. And you put the pips inside of here and you can harvest their eggs, or you can harvest them when they die and replenish them as need be. Essentially, they become a source of food, and then the trees become a source of lumber, which can then be turned into ethanol, which is, really useful. So each tree is going to be 3 wide by 4 tall, because you have the tiles that'll be right next to it. So that's going to be 12 tiles each. And if we take a look at the overlay, then we have a maximum room size of 96. So what this means is that we should be able to get anywhere from 7 to 8 full trees inside of here. Although we will need room for a grooming station and a light source, and probably some ladders too, so that's kind of where things get a little bit complicated. Okay, so I would like my pip ranch rate to be below where I'm doing my Dreco ranching, which is right up here. Now the thing is, I have to be really careful because if I dig up the wrong tile, I can't put it back. So I kind of have to really plan this out carefully. Okay, so if this is the floor right there, so if that just becomes the top of my arrangement, then I kind of know where that tile is. And if this becomes a wall, then I know where that is too. Now we will need a ladder to go up and down through this area as well. So I might actually put the door right here. Okay, so if that's a floor and this is a tree right here, then that's 1 tree. Okay, cool. It looks like I can make 4 trees right here. Okay, so each one of those is 9 tiles. I gotta figure out the internal volume of the space, because that's where things get really tricky, is when you have the wrong amount of space reserved for something inside of here. So just for tree growth, I have 72 tiles reserved, which is going to be right here. All of that. I have 6 tiles right down here that I'll probably have to dig out. And then I've got this ladder, but that's only 6 tiles. Brings me up to 84. This is open, so that's another 6. Brings me up to 90. So I guess I still have 6 tiles that I could do something with. Okay, well, if I move this ladder over one spot, that's going to open up 6 tiles, which means that should be about right. It's actually going to open up 7 tiles. So what I'll need to do is actually stop the ladder right here. Hey, 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 Super Meat, stop building the wires. I'm playing in here. This is a priority level 1. You just have so little to do. Oh, you know what? That's okay, because I need the critter drop-off to be right up here, don't I? Oh, so that means this tile here will be occupied. So yes, I can make that ladder tall enough, which means I should be able to make yet another tree grow right here. So just like that, I should be able to get one more tree in there. So if you kind of play around with it a little bit, I guess you can get more trees in there. So that's cool. Okay, so to make this happen, what I'm going to do is just going to set up a storage container in each one of these locations, and then I'll set that for the arbor seed, but they're going to have a mass of 1 kilogram. That's what they're going to actually try to hold. So that'll just hold 1 seed, and then we'll deconstruct it and we'll drop that seed on the ground. The critter drop-off will be right there. And then I'll just build this ladder down and boom, we can take care of it. Okay, so that's what the pip ranch is going to look like when it's all said and done. Just gotta go ahead and build it. However, one other thing that I'll need to do while I'm actually trying to build that is I'm going to need to actually capture one of these arbor trees down here and start to farm it a little bit using a farm tile and probably a little bit of fertilizer as well, just to grow some extra seeds. So I'll try to get up here and actually harvest one of those. Alright, so we can uproot this little tree, and what I want to do... Alright, so there's my little arbor acorn right over there. Super Meep, you're playing a dangerous game over here. Be careful. Okay, so I haven't grown blossom seeds in a long time, so I think I might as well just go ahead and use this. So I'm just going to sweep this up. Get rid of that, we don't need that. And that's where I'm going to plant the little acorn. Okay, so this requires phosphorite and polluted water. I have lots of polluted water down here, so we can go ahead and just kind of set that up to a pump, and then we'll just pump it on over there. Boom. Okay, a lot of people were saying that the table salt was in the refrigerator, but I don't see it anywhere. See, that's the thing. I just don't think it's included in any of that. You can actually store it inside of here, though, so that's not a big deal. Some of these have contents already inside of them. Okay, where was I? Had the game crash out on me. Let's see here. That's right. Some of these areas down here, you guys are letting me know that I didn't have a light. Just gotta be careful. The grooming stations weren't running. Just gotta keep an eye out for that stuff. Hey, there's another Draco. Wrangle it! Oh, I bet I know where there's a bunch of them. Aha! Found it. The shine bugs are continuing to increase in their their power. Woo woo! Look at that go. Look at them go. Oh my gosh, tons of them are hatching out right now. By the way, the surefire way to get a count of exactly how many shine bugs you have inside of here that are alive is you just figure out how bright it is and then do the math from there. So a shine bug here has the light of 1,800. So if I go over here and I see that we have 126,000, I can do the math. So I have 70 of them in that bottom location, which is more than enough. I was able to max this one out quite a bit earlier, but you can see that these solar panels just continue to go up and up as more and more hatch in that area. But although some of these are actually in eggs and kind of cycling through, so that number will fluctuate a little bit. Still, just how much power do you think we're generating from solar panels? Power generation from solar panels. Let's take a look here. Power generation from solar panels alone, 738 kilojoules yesterday. 716 kilojoules. If I could export this, it would actually be really cool to see how it plots over time. There kind of is some charts that I could do a little bit of a summary down here with the colony summary, but it doesn't let you break it down to the certain types of equipment. I hope they add a little bit more flexibility of what charts you have here. That, and we got heads floating in space. And I think it's still a work in progress. Woo, woo, woo. Average power produced. Okay. Crap. I emptied both pipes. I only wanted to empty the liquid pipe. Okay, there we go. Liquid pipe there. It's got too much crude oil up in here. Oh, forget that. We'll just add another tank. Out of steel. We have an oil spill. It's hot. There we go. Mopped up. I was running into a problem where I just had too much liquid. I wasn't able to do anything with it. So That's what was going on there. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I get so distracted in this game. What I'm trying to do, right down here, is what I want to do. What I want to do is a farm station. Boom. I definitely put that in the wrong spot. Okay. Yeah, you can head on over there. Get rid of that one. Outside of greenhouse. Okay. What do you need, greenhouse? Oh, it's just a giant room. That's my problem. Well, that is easy enough to solve. Boom. Couple of doors. And we'll be all set. Mm-hmm. Ah, there we go. Greenhouse. Yeah. Look at all that fertilizer, applying it to that tree. Now grow! Grow, my beautiful tree! So now it has a farmer's touch, so the growth speed is 100%. Look at that, time remaining. 0.9 cycles, are you kidding me? Meaning the next harvest is 1.6 cycles away. Alright, so if I get another tree, I'm just going to put it right over here, and I'm going to double down on how much I can grow. I think that'd be great. Ooh, that's too close. Not bad. Trees are kind of annoying that way, aren't they? However, I can plant it right over there, and my dupes can still go through this area. So, I'll cheese it out a little bit. So now we have Pacu fillets down here. So this whole situation actually changed. We're no longer making barbecue. Matter of fact, we need to make fillets, which means I need to cook something completely different now. Now I need the gas range. But that requires me to work with carbon dioxide. And as you can see, I've got too much carbon dioxide. My slickster's hungry, but it isn't this hungry. So I'm ending up with chlorine and carbon dioxide down in here, and that's just kind of nasty. Man, that tree grew fast. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to try to apply it again, right? There we go. Sweet. I feel like this is how the weeds in my backyard grow. Just like the next day you turn around, boom. It's growing up like 5 feet. No idea why. You know what? One way we could possibly get rid of some of this carbon dioxide is using Oxy-ferns right down here. I'm about to do an OxyClean advertisement. But right down here you could throw them down. Let's go ahead and just see what that looks like if I were to put a farm tile right down here. Okay, so there's a farm tile right down there, and I only have one little Oxy-fern seed, but we can give it a try. It requires dirt and water. So, not the best, but actually that's pretty terrible. It's 4 kilograms of dirt and 19 kilograms of water per cycle in order to consume 625 milligrams a second of carbon dioxide. Although it does emit 31 grams a second of oxygen, so that's not too bad. That's pretty close to the algae terrarium up here, but that is just way more efficient. Oh, you know what? It does use a fair amount of algae, when you stop to look at that. Talking about 30 grams a second. That actually adds up pretty quick. But the water is recirculated, so that's not a big deal. So if we compare algae to dirt, which can actually interchange with each other if you heat algae up hot enough, I think at 125 degrees Celsius, it actually will turn into dirt. The Oxy-fern is more efficient on that front. However, from a water perspective, it's definitely not. And can you harvest it? Can we get extra seeds? No, you cannot. So there's just a limited amount of those. And that's pretty much what you're stuck with. So I think it's best if I just kind of do this number. I deconstruct the farm tile and just let it self-plant right down here. I mean, it's not going to do a whole lot, but at least it isn't going to cost me anything. Just go ahead and dig the rest of this out. Everywhere except for where the little pip is. I guarantee the second you dig a single tile out, that pip will just fly through the gap. I mean, they're just going to try to escape as fast as they can, aren't they? There you go. Dig all that up. Good job, dupes. And sweep that stuff into storage. All the same tile, please. Thank you. Stinky, what are you doing? Okay, good. I want to make sure that I disable the Oxy-fern seeds from up here. Otherwise, it won't self-plant. It'll just get moved up into this spot and float around for a little while. Let's go ahead and try to dig up here. Just kind of get exposed to this environment up there so that I can potentially get some water weeds. Those seem like they could potentially be really, really good. And they do allow harvesting, so that's awesome. At just a glance, when I was looking at them the other day, they look like they might be potentially like super powerful food source because they don't really require much to grow, like just a little spot of water, essentially. That, and you can harvest them for lettuce, which is, 3,600 calories right there. I think a lot of this stuff is going to get rebalanced, though. I'm assuming we're going to see quite a few of that, because if you really take a good look at like something like ethanol, it's almost like way too powerful. But then again, that's how just about all of these previews go. They start you off with something that's too good to be true, and then they kind of rebalance it to be something that's a little bit more reasonable. Look at all these dupes. They come over here just to like take in the light, don't they? I have a bunch of very tan duplicants at this point. Oh, half my half my solar panels aren't even doing anything. Okay. All right, how are we doing on the tree front here? Ooh, look at that. We got a bunch of lumber. Awesome. But am I going to get any more seeds? That's what I want to see. Okay, so I'm starting to build my first transit tube system. That's actually going to run up here. And I think I'm going to have a lot of my space research in this area, just because, it's close to it's close to space now, isn't it? So I'm building a transit tube system that'll eventually go there. At this point, I have lots and lots of power, so it's not a problem. I've connected all of that, so it's actually feeding into the grid at this point, so my goodness. Of course, the hardest challenge remains of, how do I actually move that power to where it needs to go? There's just wires running all over my base. Don't even look at it, please. Oh, please don't go. Ah! Okay, seeds, man. Come on. Can I get some more tree seeds, please? I have lumber. That's cool. But I need seeds. Tell you what, I'll try to send my best farmer in there. Try to avoid everybody else. Only Otto can go in here to do this. So hopefully I'll get extra seeds when he's doing his thing. He does have the best ability as far as the skills are concerned. I have tons of skills at this point. Some of these dupes can go ahead and rank up a little bit. Alright, well I haven't really solved my carbon dioxide problem down here. There's one little lone Oxy-fern. What? Is it using more is it consuming more carbon dioxide now that it is not in a planter box? I don't know, it's really not doing a whole lot. There's one surefire way to get rid of it, or to get rid of carbon. Otto, bud. No, go up there. Okay, there you go, bud. You're free. I know, right? There's no oxygen down there. Should have thought about that. All right, where was I? Oxygen, carbon skimmer, yes. Refinement. What are we gonna do? We're gonna put a water sieve right there. I know, this is the most boring arrangement ever. Whatever, it works. And then we have a little plump right down there. Since we're fancy, we're gonna use insulated ceramic. And then if I do it right and actually connect these in the correct order, for once, it'll work. I think I did it right this time. And then I'll just move this little guy right from right there, just move it right down to the bottom so that it is right down here doing its thing. Not the most exciting stuff, but we're waiting for trees to grow, so yeah, is what it is, I guess. You can see that all of the chlorine that did find its way in here, wow, it actually got obliterated. What happened to my dash of salt vine? How come I only have one? Wow, why is that plug so... Oh, never mind. That plug was really big for a while. Alright, so there we go. Now we're removing that carbon dioxide, so that thing's just running it through and through. Essentially, we're just going to use up filtration medium over here and output polluted dirt. Oh, which means I should probably go ahead and put a deodorizer right next to that. Ha! All the bases are covered now. See, the problem is that if I take this pip out of here and I put him inside of there, it won't have any way to be fed. So it'll starve to death, because what it takes is it takes a tree for it in order to eat. And these things take a long time to grow, which is kind of unfortunate. So while I could put a farm tile in here, the thing is that would actually take up a spot where I'd rather have like a naturally growing tree, which wouldn't be the end of the world. I suppose I still could do it, but I'd really like to be able to get some more seeds out of this thing. Oh, this is weird. I have the cool steam vent here is apparently emitting more steam, but it actually isn't emitting steam. Like, it didn't actually kick any water out. Uh-oh. Might be uncovering some more problems. Oh, well, at least I have another way to get water over there. Stored up plenty from this one. And I know that one's at least emitting steam because, hey, look, it's running, so. Alright, there we go. At least I got rid of the carbon dioxide. That's nice. So I'll just go ahead and take this opportunity to get rid of all of this and just relocate it. Yeah, we can see over here, this, again, is supposed to be emitting steam, but it isn't. So maybe it's not uncovered enough? There's just new steam coming out of it. I need that water. Although, to me, that looks completely uncovered, but it's not saying it's overpressurized or anything. Not sure what to say about that. Oh, there we go. Once I mopped it up, it started to run. Huh. So one of the things I didn't want to happen down here is for all of this heat that kind of builds up inside of here to go out and into another environment. So Acid over here on Discord actually sent me this idea, which is just using a little bit of a weight plate right there in order to control that middle door. That's just a very simple way to automate the vacuum airlock system. So let's go ahead and set one of those up. So we'll just do this number and we'll get rid of that. And then for automation, all I'm going to do is use the weight plate right here. And then, well, I guess we'll just route it in like that, which means I might have to replace that tile, which is okay. I think I have to replace that stuff anyhow. No, not that one. That one's already abyssalite. Game, why can't I replace that? In an unoccupied space? What? Okay. Ha! Found another way. Okay, cool steam vent. I'm going to make some steam. What in the world? Odd. Really, really odd. If I go up here and I mop this, and then will it start to run? Yep. Okay. So for whatever reason, this cool steam vent won't run if it has water right down there. I think that's some sort of bug. That seems really weird. Something to watch out for, though. See, now it's working. I don't know. That's just weird. Okay, so what I did down here is I set the weight plate up on an automation signal. It runs to the buffer gate, which is 5 seconds, and then it runs to a filter gate, which is 4 seconds. So what that does is this becomes active and will stay active for 5 seconds, and then I flip the knot. So pretty much it's always open, but what we should see is that we get 1 pulse of knot down here. Boom, and then it closes, and that has to be above 200 kilograms. Highly important. And then that door will reopen. There we go. So when a dupe runs through there, doink. And then the door closes and opens back up, just like that. So that's a little bit different than this reference right there, but it's definitely inspired by it. And the whole reason I'm just using this is just to kind of delay the time from when the mechanized airlock goes closed. I was a little worried about some of my dupes kind of coming up here and blocking themselves since it is powered. We'll see. I'm glad to see that this is working. Maybe something was just weird. I don't know. Who knows? The big question is, do I have any more seeds? If I do, they should find their way over here. And I just don't. How am I supposed to do this if I can't get any more seeds? Clay, help! I don't want a vol pop. Dude, I want some seeds. Murder the pup! Raw! Okay, Mantis, you get a snazzy suit. And then Ozpaz, you get a snazzy suit. Everybody's happy. Except for me, because I can't get any more seeds. Alright, so I've come up with a new strategy here. I'm going to use a pneumatic door, and then I'll build a ladder down beneath that. That should allow me to dig up this tree, plant it over here, and let it grow just a little bit before I go and move this pip from one location to the next. That way, at least there will be food available so it doesn't die. Because if it dies, then, well, this whole plan just goes out the window now, doesn't it? Base seed harvest chance is 10%. Yeah, but improved farming +2 to agricultural. And then if I look at my skills, right, the properties or whatever. So Otto's my only farmer. So he has improved farming 2. And his agricultural skill is 9,007. Seed chance is 200. Wait, hang on. So with Otto, the chance of getting an extra seed is 29,723%. I think I should get some extra seeds, don't you think? Clay? Clay? No. All I get is lumber. I do have a lot of lumber, though. Oh, in case we were wondering about this down here not being strong enough to take care of the steam turbine, it's now reached negative 60 degrees Celsius. I think it's working just fine. It's a little bit frosty down there. Although it does say that it wants to consume fertilizer, but it doesn't. I'm gonna look away and just take it. All right, excellent. So now that we have a pneumatic door over here, I do have an arbor tree. What I can do is uproot one of those and then place it over here. Leon, dude, how are you starving? We have literally 1.1 million calories of food. 1.1 million. 2 duplicants are starving. What? What is this? Well, we have a ton of barbecue. 436,000 calories. Wow, dupes. I guess you've got your priorities straight. Merc is like, all I'm gonna do is make the best stuff ever. So what you need to be making is fried mushrooms. Okay. Seed. High priority. There you go. So where's it gonna go? Where are you gonna go, Otto? No, you dropped that seed all the way down here, didn't you? What? Oh. No, somehow it found its way over here. Never saw how it happened. So now, all I do is... well, technically I'd uncheck them all at the same time now, wouldn't I? That way, they don't get swept up anywhere else. Haha. And then deconstruct that. Storage bin. And now, we just wait for this little tree to plant itself. Super Meep. Hey man, don't let the pip out. It's looking. I just decided to dig all that up. No point in doing anything different. Oops. You did that thing. Okay, over here, I want you to take the seed, a little Oxy-fern seed. Still wish I could kind of type in here and just navigate that way. There we go. That was simple enough. And now I just uncheck it and deconstruct it, and that'll move that Oxy-fern seed right over there. I just decided to dig all of this up. Didn't feel like there was any reason to keep it around. All right, so I'm just gonna dig all of this out up here. That should be good. Kind of a little space station, or the start of one, I should say. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to run this ethanol distiller down here a little bit. Just to kind of build this up. You can see that that is actually outputting at 9.5 degrees Celsius, which is actually quite interesting. Somebody was actually telling me that, that does make liquid, and it happens to be relatively cool when it comes out of that. Look at that, it's only at 9 degrees Celsius. Ethanol cooling on top of how much power you can get out of this thing. Super OP! I love it. Man, look at Merc go. That guy's just making one fried mushroom after the next. Alright, well, unfortunately, it seems like my whole arbor tree strategy over here is kind of a bust, which is unfortunate. I just can't seem to get more seeds, so I guess we need to have something else to go out with a bang. Let's go ahead and try to use some of this ethanol that I have up here and dump it into my volcano, because I love to do stuff without testing, even though it's working perfectly, right? So let's go ahead and give that a try. Oh, we've got so much ceramic. This will be good. Okay, so how to get ethanol in there without actually going in there? How do I do that? Or without letting oxygen in there? So okay, so I think the way I might be able to do this is if I deconstruct this tile, pour ethanol on top of here, and then find a way to open up that door, I might actually be able to get it in there. All right, so I've saved the game. Let's find out. Let's find out if this will work. All right, so we're going to pipe that right down here. We're going to put the liquid vent right down there, and hopefully we don't end up like Stinky back there and completely roast it. That should be reachable. You should be able to reach that through the corner. Dupes. Or maybe not. Ooh, that's some hot stuff right there. It's toasty, it's toasty, it's toasty. Priority level 9. Quick. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, no. Not good. Not good. Oh, that strategy was terrible. Well, ethanol gas is now all over the place. Cool. Oh, ethanol gas is all over the place. Hang on. This is definitely a dirty way to do something. Bubbles, I want you to run into here and then run back out. Are you ready? Because if it's ethanol gas, we won't get ethanol gas inside, we won't get any other gas inside of here. Come on, Bubbles. I know it's hot. I know it's hot. You'll be okay. Oh, what got in there? A little bit of natural gas. The real question is that going to go up? We're at 314 watts. And then when I crush that, all right, good. I have a new vacuum there. How much heat did I dump? A little bit. Just a little bit. And is it transferring any more power? No. Then again, it probably wouldn't if the phosphorus is still down there. All right, have at it, dupes. Run back in there. I think I'm going to roll back to my previous save, but still. And deconstruct that while you're at it. Technically, the ethanol should be better than the phosphorus here, so we will see. Good luck, Super Meat. Good luck. I know, it's kind of toasty. What'd you do? You didn't do anything. All you did is run in there. Oh, I guess you did deconstruct it. It's kind of toasty down here now. All right, dupes. Good luck. Well, Fane's got it. Merc's gonna get in on the action. Kaya, everybody. Here we go above real quick. Close that door down. There we have it. Ethanol gas. I guess there's one spot of natural gas moving around, but pretty much that's all there. Then you just have the weird bottles. So why ethanol gas over the phosphorus? Thermal conductivity of 1. That should be the difference. Actually, you can see the current wattage is going up. So it was at 200 something, but now it's going back up. 304, 305. So it's now up to 313, 315. So even though that was absolutely kind of crazy, it was worth it. We're getting a little bit more power out of it. Yeah, we're up to 360 watts. Haha! So now what to do with ethanol? It's not like I need power. This is so... this is just generating so much power. It's ridiculous. I've disabled the middle one now. Now we're up to 380 there. That was 370, so they're just kind of waiting to hatch a little bit. Boom! 465. Look at how good that's running. Dude, this is way better. Way better. Get out of here, phosphorus. And you know what? That is so much easier to set up because it's just a liquid. You just pump in whatever amount of liquid you want and bam, you're done. Wow, look at that. We're up to 600 watts. Yes! It works so good! All right, so I'm going to have to rearrange my kitchen just a little bit here. We're going to have to move the disapproving Griffin over there. Get rid of him. We'll spread this out just a little bit. I think what I might want to do is actually try to really deal with the carbon dioxide, before it becomes a problem. Sorry, Merc. We're destroying all of the nice decor that you had here. It's still absolutely amazing. But we're going to move that. And then as far as the food is concerned, we'll put the gas range right here. And then the electric grill right next to it. Now, one of the things that I have to worry about though now is I have to worry about the carbon dioxide that's going to flow off of that. However, that's what a carbon skimmer's for. Boom! Problem solved. Actually, what's the liquid pipes on a carbon skimmer? Does it line up? It would be awesome if it did. Okay, it's in and it's... That's actually perfect, okay? Wow, that is perfect. You could just put that right next to it. Problem solved. I mean, a little bit of carbon dioxide will flow off to the left, I guess. But if I was willing to just kind of move one sink and not worry about it, which I totally could do, I could just put a carbon skimmer on both sides. Okay, the one thing is that this thing does need natural gas in order to run. Where do I have a whole bunch of natural gas that I'm not using? I know. So I tell you what, I'm actually going to get rid of this sink, and I'll put in another carbon skimmer right over here on the left. I think that's just a good idea. That way I've got the carbon dioxide covered as far as the gas range is concerned. Why is everybody scalding? You didn't. You didn't. Oh, I left that available. Crap. Oops. What'd you do that for? Okay, liquid. Phosphorus. Priority level 9. Good luck. Priority level 9. Oh boy, here you go. Yet again. One more. Come on, dupes. Sweep it up. There we go. There we go. We're okay. Oz! No, you got so close. Come on, pick it up. There you go. Yeah, that got a little roasty. Wow. Woo! Uh-oh. Dupe down. Oz! Somebody want to help Oz out? Alright, well that got exciting. I'm waiting for a bunch of phosphorus. I just have oddball phosphorus liquid down here. I just decided to dump it somewhere. It'll be alright. Dude, don't catch your breath right next to the nuclear door. It's 200 degrees. Oh no. Somebody bring out the icy fan again. I don't know where the power is. I'm going to need more cots. Here we go. Hey, there you guys go. Barbecue. You know what? For all of your guys' effort, I'm going to enable barbecue for a little bit. Enjoy the delicious meal. It's well done, just like you guys. Dupes, don't you dare go back in there. Whatever you do. Leon, Merc. Oh my gosh. There's only a few dupes that are not, like, crispy. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dupes in cots. And I could still use more. But anyhow, look at how well the steam turbine is running. 770 watts. That's beautiful. That's a big step up from where it was. So how's the temperature doing in my base now? You know what? It's still doing really good. And then it's like really cold right here because of this door. And it's super hot right here because of this door. Oh, whatever works, I guess. What, Fane, you're getting roasted down here too? Man, you should be just fine by now. It's alright. There's plenty of room on the cots. Oh, who's next? Leon? Alright, you two. Alright, so now for a big question. How much power are we generating? We was at 700 some kilojoules last time? 1,363. Oh my gosh. My base went from being efficient to being like, wow, we just have way too much power. Everywhere. Everywhere you look. Okay, so what did we learn today? Well, apparently arbor tree seeds are not really a thing. And I still can't ranch my pip, even though I've spent about over 2 hours trying to get to that point. I do have one tree growing inside of here. Eventually that'll be grown, and then I can move the pip inside of there and at least move a second tree in there. Hopefully they fix the seed thing and I'll be able to actually get more seeds. The other thing we learned today is that ethanol is absolutely amazing, and when you put it over a volcano, it works way better than phosphorus did. We're just able to pull more temperature out of this igneous rock. We're able to get that down to 800 degrees now, and you can see that, you know, even though this thing was down to the point where it was running like 410 watts, we're now still over 700. So definitely use ethanol on a volcano or something like that. It's fantastic. The last thing here is that the Shine Bug power reactor is absolutely amazing, and it just generates a ridiculous amount of power with like minimal effort. I don't even know how many I have at this point, but it's working absolutely awesome. At any rate, that's all I got time for today. Thanks you guys for watching. If this looks like the channel for you, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you again next time. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar.